Colorado judges allows Trump on primary ballot, delays decision on. Washington, November 17, Reuters. A Colorado judge on Friday allowed Donald Trump to remain on the ballot in the state's election next year, rejecting a bid to disqualify the former president over his actions before the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters. The ruling from Judge Sarah Wallace, which is almost certain to be appealed, is a victory for Trump, who is fighting a series of challenges to his candidacy under a rarely used provision of the U.S. Constitution that bars officials who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding federal office. The Colorado case, which was brought by a group of voters aided by the watchdog organization Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, was the first to go to trial and was viewed as a test case for the wider disqualification effort. Lawyers for the voters argued that Trump engaged in an insurrection by spreading false claims of widespread voter fraud following his defeat in the 2020 presidential election, summoning supporters to a rally in Washington and then urging them to march to the U.S. Capitol, where Congress was meeting to certify the election results. Thousands of Trump supporters then stormed the Capitol, assaulting police and sending lawmakers running for their lives, in an unsuccessful bid to stop the certification. Trump's lawyers claimed the former president had no relationship with the far-right extremist groups who played a major role in the attack, and that his remarks before the riot were protected by his right to free speech. The ruling applies only to the Republican presidential primary and general election in Colorado. The state is rated as a safely Democratic by nonpartisan political forecasters for the general election. The decision is the latest setback for the effort to disqualify Trump. Courts in Minnesota and Michigan have rejected efforts to keep him off the Republican primary ballot, but have not ruled on his eligibility for the November 2024 general election. The Colorado decision can be appealed to the state's Supreme Court and eventually the U.S. Supreme Court, whose 6-3 conservative majority includes 3 Trump appointees. Reporting by Andrew Goodsword. Editing by Scott Malone and Daniel Wallace.